What's up, y'all? Thanks for coming back to Gen X Gardener, the only generation that 30 years ago identified mostly with Bart, Lisa, and Milhouse, yet today identifies mostly with Marge, Homer, and Miss Crabapple. Do you see red? I see red. Come on back. We're gonna be picking some peppers because I'm gonna be making some hot pepper relish. I'm gonna be picking a bunch of peppers because pretty much everything is red, ripe. Figured as I was doing it, I'm gonna kind of tell you what the variety is, whether I liked it or not, whether I'm gonna be growing it again or not, or whether I think maybe I do something slightly different. We're all a fucking hodgepodge of shit, right? But I mean, I identify most with my Hungarian aspect. So I love Hungarian cooking, and I really wanted to grow Hungarian paprika. I wanted to have my own paprika powder. Paprika powder. I haven't had one good one yet. A lot of them have fallen right off. Every single one, look at that. Like that's like a deflated balloon of garbage. I have 3 bushes of these. All of them are rubbish. That one, look at that. A fucking pepper should not be doing that. So, am I gonna grow Hungarian paprika again? Yes. Am I gonna use this package of seed? Absolutely not. This one here is a neat little pepper. I kind of like them. This one here has been having trouble all summer. It's always been very yellow, regardless of what sort of fertilizing I do. I mean, again, it's not environmental. They're right beside each other. This is good, this is bad, this is good looking leaves. So nutrient wise, there should be no difference between this plant and that plant. You may recall this is where I had a big squash plant earlier in the summer, and this was completely covered out. So I would wonder if maybe it was the fucking light. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's part of the issue, is that in its early days, in its early part of its life cycle, it didn't have enough sun, so therefore it kind of stunted it for the rest of its life. Beautiful green leaves, nice little mini bell peppers, mini sweet peppers. That's exactly what they should be. Just because I found a couple of these mini peppers in the supermarket, kept the seeds, I grew them. This plant, no problem. That one, problem. Oh, that's looking nice. This, my daughter planted these. I love these things. Cayenne. Absolutely love these cayennes. They've kind of become the Gen X cayenne, you know, with a little bit of crossbreeding here, a little bit of crossbreeding there. They're beautiful, but they're not as wrinkly as your typical cayenne, right? This is a pretty typical one, right? It's got a lot of smoothness, right? So it has that long red finger-like of the cayenne, but not nearly as much of that, that standard accordion shape. They're hot as a bitch. Fantastic flavor. I love these green. These are one of our favorite peppers to eat green, tied with the jalapeno. Beautiful, look at this. It stayed low to the ground. It was my first time growing it. This was a little orphan plant. It was abandoned at the side of the road. And one day, just a beam of light shot down from the sky and it landed on this plant, and I said, I'll take you home. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but it's a beautiful little bird's eye chili. These are really hot. They're hotter than cayenne. They're not as hot as the habanero. Cayenne, absolutely, of course I'll grow next year. Bird's eye chili, yes, I will grow them next year. Okay, jalapeno. You can never go wrong with fucking jalapenos. They're the original devil's butt plug. Like jalapenos, I just pickle. So actually I don't put the jalapenos in the hot pepper relish, so next. Grow them next year, absolutely. Ah, look at that, we still have some flowers too. Hey, if we're lucky, we might even still get some more jalapenos even growing and starting up. This next one here has to be one of the most interesting peppers that I've grown. It's called a fish pepper. It was almost lost to existence, but apparently, and this could be legend, I don't know, maybe I'm just buying into the idea, but one dude just kept growing them. And eventually he was in some garden club. He gave the seeds to some guy who actually did a little bit more of growing food. Hey, how you doing? Look at this guy, October 1st. He did some different kinds of, like he was, I think, a commercial grower or something like that. And they brought this back. You get a variegated leaf on them. Even the peppers themselves have a variegation. They have a white and a green, or they have like a green, red, yellow. Eventually they turn just to this stunning solid red. They've got a good kick to them. Next plant's another cayenne, so I'm not going to really video too much, except for I have been asked how I pick peppers. Should I use snippers, or you can do whatever. There's no big deal on that, but there's a super easy way to pick most peppers. Here is your pretty typical situation with a pepper. It's going to grow in an armpit and flop down. you can pretty much always bend it back up through the armpit and it just snaps right off because the plant's like, I'm ripe, take my seeds away, let me propagate. Black Hungarian. Black Hungarian is an interesting one. It's a beautiful pepper. Starts out very dark purple, eventually maturing into a very deep red. It's a nice pepper. Black Hungarians, absolutely, I'll grow again. I grow them every year. Next up, I have Hungarian wax peppers. I'm not gonna be picking those. These ones I pickle the same time that I do my jalapenos. Use the same brine. You know, I've got a jar of Hungarian banana peppers, Hungarian wax peppers, and the jalapeno. Buena Mulatas, these are a hit and a miss. This year didn't turn out very well for me. They were very tiny plants. They're similar to the Black Hungarian in that they start out purple. They turn into a light orangey red, not as deep as the cayennes by any means. Buena Mulatas, I'm probably not going to plant next year. I'm not saying I'm never going to grow them again, but certainly next year, going to use that space for something else that I've never grown before. This next one is called a cherry bomb, a vertically growing pepper, right? That it comes out after it's budded and it grows up. But I haven't actually tasted one yet. They're beautiful when they're green. I mostly got these because my buddy's wife has a company. It's the Cherry Bomb Gym and Cherry Bomb Art. Fuck, cool. I might take one of these green ones in just and slice that up. Next one over here, Habanero. I don't know what the hell's going on with my Habanero. This year, the Habanero was horrible. I had some issues with growth. Last year, my Habanero plant was like at least 1.5 meters tall. I've only caught like one ripe one off. Got a couple green ones here, so you know, I'll get some hopefully, but not nearly as what I would have wanted to, right? Okay, that's our pepper story. So we got a good little medley of peppers. That's gonna be mixed with some bell pepper. Do yourself a favor, learn how to do some simple canning. We're gonna call it a day there. Again, thanks for watching. Remember, at the end of the day, if you're not dirty, you're not doing it right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So I got some seeds from a place. They were labeled as, you know, organic paprika peppers. I mean, that's problem number one. I fucking hate organic. It's the biggest scam ever. And even if it is, part of the problem is you're not left with anything good, right? You know, because farmers are spending so much money on garbage organic pesticides, they have to fucking sell everything. So even if there's shit fucking quality peppers, they're still gonna take all the seeds from that because they have to try to recoup everything they can. That's the problem with organic farming. It's fucking garbage.